What's going on, everyone? My name is Dominic Delgado. Welcome back to the channel and to another video. In today's video I wanted to talk about Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG, the expansion plans they have going into the future. On top of that, the quarter four earnings they had today, along with the incorporation of big industries and the adoption we can see with the future with Plug Power, not only on a day-to-day basis in the worldwide view, but on top of that in specific industries such as airlines. Before we go ahead and hop into today's video, if you guys can go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you're invested in a Plug Power, what price you bought in at, and what's your current price prediction with the volatility you've had in the market this far. So taking a look at the chart really quick, 6 months ago we were sitting around the $10 range, have reached all-time highs of $74, and for the past couple of weeks we have had a pullback down to the 44.53. Me myself, I do see Plug Power being a huge industry leader with the hydrogen fuel cells, and know for the next couple of years this will continue to rise. The short-term volatility in this stock is going to be based off the stock market as a whole, but right now we do see it sitting around $44.63. Compared to where we were at 2 weeks ago, this is a major fire sale. Plug Power did miss their earnings report for the EPS of their stock price, but with the hand in hand of how much cash they have, $5 billion is a big amount to have for expansion plans in the future. On top of that, they also have many partnerships. So looking over at the article, Plug Power reported fourth quarter revenue of negative $316 million after taking a more than $400 million charge. So the company reported a net loss of $476 million in total, or $1.12 a share, and widened from 18.3 million or 7 cents a share in a year earlier quarter. So this is from quarter 3. They went from 7 cents a share in the negative to $1.12. But analysts were expecting a 12-cent decrease, which they obviously were off by a full dollar because they took a big hit in quarter 4. Now this might seem like bad news in the short term with the big net loss they had in quarter 4, but like I mentioned before, with the $5 billion in cash they have for expansion plans in the near future, this is a great time for them to be able to look into other markets. They said quarter 4 earnings was missed pretty significantly due to the results of the $456 million of costs in the quarter. The majority of those costs were charges related to the accelerated vesting of the customer's remaining warrants. And they didn't identify who this customer was, but when taking into consideration who they recently partnered with, we can probably point these fingers down to the SK Group, which is the South Korean group that has been in talks with Plug Power to expand their company into the European and Asian market. Now earlier today too, we did see that the company with SK Group did complete the joint venture, and they are pursuing more joint ventures in the future. This could overall get them a broader reach into the deals that they have had. We can also see in the long term, Plug Power also increased its 2024 billing target by more than 40% to $1.7 billion. Taking a look over at Plug Power and SK Group, they did complete the $1.6 billion capital investment to build hydrogen economy in Asian markets. Plug Power taking initiative to join the SK Group is a big jump because SK Group is the second biggest hydrogen player in the South Korean market. And with them being partners, it is a good broad reach for them to reach into the European market, where we can see that a lot of the European market is already transitioning over to electric and hydrogen vehicles. So we did see this agreement initially back in January 6 of 2021. Today was the official day they celebrated the joint partnership. Not too long ago, South Korean government announced the hydrogen economy roadmap through 2040, and with ambitious goals including over 5 million tons of hydrogen per year and over 6 million fuel cell EVs, 1,200 refilling stations, and 15 gigawatts of fuel cell power generation. And they are expecting the hydrogen economy to reach $40 billion by 2040. Now with Plug Power having $5 billion cash on hand, they have the ability to scale a hydrogen business in North America as a global leader in the hydrogen economy. We've already seen this too with Plug Power aggressively building out the hydrogen economy in North America, and it is clear with the SK Group that they are going to expand into the South Asian and European market. And the CEO says that the SK will maximize the synergy between the two companies in the global hydrogen market by combining SK's domestic and foreign energy infrastructure and business capabilities and Plug Power's world-class hydrogen business portfolio and technology. Their short-term goal is to build a gigafactory in Korea by 2023 to produce fuel cells and electrolyzers, and later produce them in a broader Asian market with a substantial cost reduction. The biggest catalyst we have coming up is the CEO, Andy Marsh, will be speaking at the Hydrogen F Summit on March 9th through March 11th to discuss the future of hydrogen fuel cells in heavy-duty transportation. We have already seen this multiple times with Amazon and Walmart. They are taking into consideration using plug power, and have already done this throughout COVID. With Amazon having bigger proportions of orders coming in through the door, they needed more power to supply these demands. Along with that, we have also seen Walmart take into consideration too. They use Plug Power's hydrogen cells to power their forklifts and any other big construction tools they use. So with big companies like this already going on and taking the initiative on switching over to hydrogen, we have also seen governments such as the United States, Biden, and the Harris Plan to target low-cost hydrogen production. So with the Democratic Party, we have seen that Biden has already rejoined the Paris Affairs, which is all about green energy and reproduction. On February 11th, Biden did make an announcement fulfilling his promise to accelerate research and development investments, and his goal is to become a net zero economy by 2050. So on top of his efforts, we have seen the backing of efforts of the U.S. Department of Energy via the Advanced Research Projects Agency Energy to support transformational low-carbon energy technologies. With Plug Power already being with SK Group, we have seen they're also going to look into the European expansion. As we know, Europe is prioritizing heavy industries such as refining, steel, and chemicals for the switch to green hydrogen and road transport. Them having this in mind, we do see that there are certain applications where fuel cells are far superior to batteries. So instead of having electric vehicle batteries for the future, which we do know will be a big player for the retail investor, for the broader market for big companies, we do see Plug Power being the most promising player in this market. On top of that, we have seen other countries already take the initiative. Biden is planning on having this at a much broader view on an accelerated path, but we have seen the gigascale green hydrogen plant, and their plan was to have a $2.5 billion fossil-free steel plant to use hydrogen as their number one user. On top of this as well, we have seen Brazil in the central hub planning to build a 5.4 billion green hydrogen hub, and is expected to be the first of a kind in Latin America. With the hydrogen plant being in Brazil, we can have a broader reach to other continents. So he does believe green hydrogen is already a reality, and the entire industry based on some countries is being changed. We can see this with airlines slowly transitioning over to hydrogen instead of gasoline. With more and more companies such as Amazon and Walmart, we have seen other companies like Microsoft take the initiative on changing the ways they do things by going emission-free opportunities. Now with this in hand, we do know that the big holders of Plug Power is approximately 52.5% of the shares are held by institutions. BlackRock is the biggest hedge fund in the world, and they hold 47 million shares. This in value is over $1 billion, close to $2 billion. Vanguard again is another big company, and they also hold a big majority of the stock, which is 40 million, and their portfolio is valued in about $1.3 billion. So with these companies in total, they're already close to $3 billion. With the world's acceleration plan to expand hydrogen, we can see big companies like BlackRock and Vanguard continue to flood in with shares. With hydrogen being on the horizon of the new gasoline, we could easily see Plug Power go to $100 plus in the next year or so. That's all I've got for you guys in today's video. If you did enjoy, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.